Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of the Director of Football Challenge with Livorno. Now in today's episode we have the January transfer window. We've got plenty of funds to spend, we've got plenty of areas where the team could do with some improvement, and you'll see why we really need some improvement. So of course we've got some fixtures to review since the last time we met, which was the 2-2 crushing draw against Cagliari away from home. We followed that up with a 3-0 home defeat against Lazio. A lot of this can be accredited to Shea Bacassa getting sent off in the 24th minute, so Ciro Immobile gave them the lead in the 29th, Donny van den Beek in the 70th, and then Orsolini in the 82nd secured the 3 points for Lazio. We then played Frosinone in the Italian Cup 4th round. We got a victory here, Samuel Longo getting one of his rare starts and getting himself a goal in the 15th minute. I would have given anything for this win to be in the league, but it wasn't. But we are through in the next round of the Italian Cup. We then played Juventus away from home in Serie A and got absolutely smashed 6-2. For Bernardeschi got the goal for them in the 7th minute. We equalised through Agazi. Cristiano Ronaldo in the 31st. Paulo Dybala in the 43rd. Lorenzo Lolo got us a goal back in the 44th, but then Dybala got his second in the 62nd. Higuain with a double. Meant we got absolutely smashed once again by Juve. It's become a little bit of a yearly tradition. We then finally got our win in Serie A, this time against Crotone. And look at these stats, we got absolutely dominated by Crotone, who are not a good side in this league whatsoever. They were above us in the league table going into this match, but there is no way at home we should be getting dominated this much by a team who are a similar sort of level as us. But Samuel Longo got himself another goal in the 46th minute, and we did run away with the victory. And then it was into the Italian Cup first round against Roma, where we actually got beat in extra time. Patrick Schick got a goal for them, as did Brian Cristante. Kostas Manolas got their final goal in the 92nd minute, 2 minutes into extra time. Lorenzo Lolo got sent off in the 121st. Andrea Barberis and Luka Bogdan getting the goals for us, but they did dominate and they did deserve the win. We then went away from home against Torino in Serie A, and we gave them an okay game, but we managed to get beat anyway. Roberto Inglese gave them the lead in the 26th minute, and Albertazzi, own goal in the 68th, secured another defeat for us. And then finally another win, Perugia 3-0 at home. Shea Bacassa, Marcelo Trotta and Belanzioli with the goal for us. Back-to-back wins. I can't remember what this looks like, but we managed to get one. This time against Frosinone in Serie A. Lorenzo Lolo, Marcelo Trotta and Shea Bacassa with the goals. Omar Colley did make it a little bit nervous in the 72nd when it was 2-1. But we got the 3 points. That's all that matters. And this is how Serie A table looks after them. Excuse me, after them games were played, where you're currently sitting in 14th position, 10 points clear from Brescia in 18th. So whilst we're not having a great season by any stretch of the imagination, we should be okay in terms of relegation. Obviously, another bad run of form could easily drag us straight back into that. But hopefully we've turned a corner and we can aim towards just comfortably staying in the division. So as I said, the Serie A transfer window is open for January. We did have the option of changing our expectations, which I was not interested in doing. We'll see how our director of football gets on this time. One of the key things that I'm going to be looking out for, and I might have to change the rules because of this, is he did sign Escudero, knowing that we would not be able to register him purely because we'd sign Galavan at the same time. So if he goes for any South American players, I might have to change the settings so it comes to me to confirm the transfer and cancel it, because if he goes for any permanent or loan transfers for South American players, we will not be able to sign them. In fact, that goes for any non-EU players. We do have a couple of fixtures scheduled during the January transfer window, which is Brescia and Fiorentina in Serie A. I think we'll just absolutely fly through them. I'm not going to live com either. I'm just purely going to be talking about the January transfer window, and hopefully there's something to talk about. Well, we've got our first bit of action very, very quickly in the January transfer window. It's only the 5th of January. And we've went in for Junior Chiesara from Fiorentina. He looks like he's a right back. 3.3 million up from 4.2 million it could rise to. And he looks like a really good right back, particularly for the attack and wing back role we would want to use him in. He would definitely be an upgrade on Belanzioli. But another thing is he's 32 years old, not ideal. Obviously the high transfer fee will be paying up to £4.2 million. He looks like he's on high wages, 49 grand at Fiorentina, so we're going to have to offer him something close to that if we are going to sign this guy. So he's a definite improvement on our first 11 if he is to join the club, but I'll not be disappointed if he rejects us. And straight away the offer has been accepted, and we've offered him a contract of 28.5 grand per week for a year. So he's only getting a year deal. Fiorentina will be contributing 20 grand. That's why we're going to offer such a low weekly wage. So we'll see if he comes in. He's Brazilian. Has he got a second nationality? He does. He's Bulgarian as well. So he does qualify as an EU player. So we've agreed a deal to sign Guerrino Elefante. He's going to be one of them players. He's a 19-year-old Italian coming to the end of his contract at Bari, a defensive midfielder. He looks pretty terrible. He'll never see the light of day. Another interesting little tidbit, we have been getting offers from Premier League clubs to come and manage them. Leicester City are the latest one. I think we've had 2 offers to come and join West Ham as well, who are currently sitting in 13th this season. So, yeah, we are getting offers, so our reputation personally is definitely rising in the football world. Hopefully Livorno's is joining it. So we have missed out on the Junior Chiesora signing. He's going to join Internacional in the Brazilian league. So unfortunately he won't be joining the club. I'm a little relieved, while at the same time he would have definitely been an upgrade on our current right back. But he would have also hampered his development. So swings and roundabouts really. Wow, we've just made a 5.25 rising to £6.25 million offer for Craig Cathcart. Now, why? Why are you splashing the money now on this guy? He's on 40 grand a week. His physicals are dreadful. Mentally, he's great. Technically, he's okay. But is he that big of an upgrade on Bogdan, actually, at all? For £6.25 million at 32 years old? So Luka Bogdan is in the blue. Craig Cathcart's in the green. So physically, speed, vision's the exact same. So physical-wise, Luka Bogdan has Craig Cathcart no bother. Same with aerially. Attacking, technical, mental and defending, Craig Cathcart has the edge, obviously. But I just don't see why. Why now? Why are you making this sort of... Oh, man. Please, Craig Cathcart, have some decency. Do not join us. The offer has been accepted. We've offered him 33 grand per week, with the selling team wage contribution as 15 grand. So it's a decent offer for his wages as well. Is Craig Cathcart going to be the newest signing at Livorno? So we've just came to the end of the game against Brescia in January, and we absolutely smashed them. Bit undeservedly, but I'm going to take it. We're struggling for wins right now. Marcelo Trotter gave us the lead with a penalty in the 7th minute. Sheeta Bacassa, Garitano and Brian Galvan got us the goals to secure the victory. And obviously that win was particularly well received because Brescia are the team in 18th position, so putting a bigger distance between us and them is obviously fantastic. They're on 11 points, we're on 24, 13 points clear with 18 games to go. We should be okay. So our director of football is back out trying to sign looks like an Argentinian right back for us for next season. Oh, he's 33 years old, man. We don't need this sort of stuff. He's bid for him for the end of his contract, so I'm not going to go in and change the setting so I can reject this, because when he comes in, we can register him at that point if we want to, and I might consider not registering him just in case we sign a South American or non-EU player in the summer. And just to give a bit of context, if you're not sure how the rules work in Serie A, you can add 1 player per season who is a non-EU player to your squad per season. You can only register 1. You can register an extra 1 if you then sell one of your other non-EU players who are currently in the squad. So you can have up to 2 non-EU players signed for you per season if you're moving another one on. But generally, especially for us, it's going to be 1 per season. So we've got to be very, very picky. We've got to be very picky, but we can't be because our director of football is the one that's picking. Wow, we've just played Fiorentina away from home and we gave them an excellent game and managed to get the victory. Marcelo Trotter gave us the lead in the 56th minute. Jovetic did equalise for them in the 65th, but then Lorenzo Lollo got a goal in the 83rd, and we're hitting some form right now. That is a absolutely fantastic win. And with that win, we are still in 14th position, currently on 27 points, 16 points clear of Brescia in 18th. They do have a game in hand though, so they could potentially close that gap, but 27 points after 21 games, I'm not complaining about that whatsoever. So we've made another offer for a player, Jean, a centre-back come D mid on a free transfer, so he's obviously been released by his club. A 27-year-old defensive midfielder from Brazil. He looks okay. Has he got a second nationality? Please say he hasn't got a second nationality. I am going to have to change the settings so I can reject that offer. Listen, I know some might consider it cheating, changing this, but our director of football is literally signing me a player I cannot use. He's already done it once. Escuedo is sitting here. One of our best players, if he was playing, he can't be registered. I can't play him. If Gene comes in, he can't be registered. I can't play him. and it's absolutely pointless. All it's going to do is potentially ruin the morale of our squad, and I'm not about that life. So yeah, I'm going to cancel the offer for Jean. I'm sorry, I'm just not taking it. And actually, based on that, I am going to, after this January transfer window's open, I'm going to search for a new director of football. And you know that they can have their sort of, their personalities or sort of what they usually go for. So you can find directors of football who go for youth players or go for experienced players or go for the cheap players. I'm going to try and find one who looks for domestic players. That's what I'm going to look for. And hopefully, if that happens, then we can... our director of football mainly try and sign either Italian or Italian-based players. But Craig Cathcart has thankfully rejected our £6 million transfer offer with the wages. He wasn't happy with the squad status our director of football offered him, which is absolutely fine by me. Gaston Diaz is not accepting our offer to come in at the end of the season as a free transfer. I'm delighted with that. Our director of football's made another fee-paying offer. Alexander Suka, an attack midfielder right/striker. He is from, is that Brazil? He's Peruvian. Does he have a second? He's not going to have a second nationality. I'm sorry, it's not happening. I'm terminating this one as well. I do not want players sitting in my squad who cannot be registered. I shouldn't have to do this. This should be programmed into the game where the director of football understands the rules from this league and he doesn't make offers that I have to then go in and terminate. Another Brazilian, a centre-back. He's only 20 years old, so he's probably one for our under-23s. So I'm not going to terminate that one. He can just go and sit there. He doesn't look like he's going to be too much worth anywhere. And there's the confirmed signing of Kabakau. He is sitting in our under-20s. 2-star current, 4-star potential. Highly unlikely you'll ever see this guy do anything for Livorno. He's probably not good enough. But, you know, someone in the door, I guess. And there it is, the end of another disappointing January transfer window. Our director of football was actually a lot more proactive in trying to sign players. Obviously, a couple of them didn't get over the line. And he's actually bidding up to, as you saw with Cathcart, £6 million, which is a definite positive. Obviously, we're going to have to make some changes in the way the director of football operates. Our current director of football is he's Venezuelan, I do believe. So he is going for South American players, which is maybe my fault. I should probably go for an Italian director of football, hopefully with the added addendum that he goes for domestic-based players. So after having a little look around the director of footballs, I couldn't find one with a tendency of signing from domestic players. So I'm deciding to go for Christian Arjurio, who is an Italian who will hopefully try and sign more EU-based players. And the reason I've picked him is he signs youth players for the first team. So I'm hoping if we manage to bring him in, he'll sign us some really good players. So we'll say goodbye to Pedro Fernandez. He wasn't the worst director of football in the world, but unfortunately, he's tried to sign one too many non-EU players for me. So we'll offer a mutual termination. Hopefully he will accept, and he has for a fee of 90 grand. That is not a problem for me. I'll get the new guy in and I'll change all the settings. So anyway, if you have enjoyed today's video, please consider leaving a like, and if you're enjoying my content, get yourself subscribed. But until next time, take it easy.